impacting the southeastern region of the island. On Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, Typhoon Podul made landfall in Taiwan, impacting the southeastern region of the island with powerful winds, heavy rains, and widespread disruptions. Typhoon Podul made landfall around 1 p.m. local time on August 13th near Taichung City, located in the southeastern part of Taiwan. Upon hitting the coastline, the storm brought maximum sustained winds of 191 km/h on 118.10 mph, equivalent to a Category 2 hurricane. It moved westward across southern Taiwan, with an average forward speed of 36 km/h, 22 mi per shirt, reaching the Taiwan Strait by the evening. As Podul advanced through the island, it began to weaken, but the storm still caused significant damage. The speed and power of the typhoon created challenges for the local authorities and residents as they attempted to secure shelter and mitigate the storm's effects. The powerful typhoon led to the tragic loss of one individual who remains missing, and it left at least 33 others injured across affected regions. The injuries ranged from minor to severe, particularly in coastal and mountainous areas where the impact of the storm was felt most acutely. Local rescue teams were dispatched to assist those in need, and several hospitals were on high alert to treat the influx of casualties. Authorities took immediate steps to evacuate residents from flood-prone and high-risk areas. Over 5,500 individuals were evacuated from their homes, with temporary shelters set up to house those displaced. The evacuation effort was conducted with the coordination of local governments, military units, and emergency response teams. The typhoon severely impacted transportation systems, particularly aviation. As of late afternoon on August 13th, more than 400 flights were canceled, with 252 domestic flights and 155 international flights affected. Major airlines, including China Airlines and EVA Air, halted operations in and out of Kaohsiung and Taoyuan International Airport. Passengers were advised to check flight statuses for possible rescheduling and cancellations. In addition to flight disruptions, ferry services to offshore islands were suspended, and some rail services were also halted due to safety concerns. The transportation network's temporary shutdown caused difficulties for travelers, especially those attempting to leave the island or reach unaffected areas. To ensure the safety of the population, authorities in southern Taiwan announced the closure of schools and government offices in 9 cities and counties, including Kaohsiung, Tainan, and Taitung. The closures were part of a precautionary measure to limit public movement and reduce the risk of injuries during the storm. The government also issued emergency alerts and guidelines to the public, urging people to stay indoors and avoid non-essential travel. Local news outlets and official government channels provided regular updates to keep residents informed about the storm's progress. Typhoon Podul brought with it extreme rainfall, with some areas recording up to 600 millimeter, 24 inches of rain, particularly in the island's mountainous regions. The heavy downpours raised concerns about flooding and landslides, which are common in these areas due to the combination of steep terrain and intense rainfall. The storm also posed a significant threat to Taiwan's agricultural sector, particularly in the southeast, where farming is a key part of the local economy. Crops, especially rice. Vegetables and fruits are at risk of being damaged by the floods and strong winds. Authorities have begun assessing the damage and estimating the economic impact, while local farmers are being urged to take protective measures to safeguard their livelihoods. By the evening of August the 13th, Typhoon Podul had exited Taiwan and was moving toward mainland China, specifically to the Fujian province. Local authorities in Fujian and Guangdong province raised their emergency preparedness levels in anticipation of the storm's arrival. These regions were warned of possible heavy rainfall, strong winds, and storm surges that could lead to further flooding and disruptions. The typhoon's progression across Taiwan, while causing significant disruption, is expected to be less intense as it moves over the open sea and approaches China. Nevertheless, authorities across the affected regions continue to monitor the storm and issue updated warnings to ensure the safety of residents and travelers. In the light of the storm's destructive impact, local authorities have recommended that all residents continue to monitor official weather updates and adhere to evacuation orders where applicable. It is also advised that residents avoid traveling to flood-prone areas and stay clear of coastal zones that may experience storm surges and strong winds. The government has assured the public that recovery operations will be underway once the storm has passed, with efforts focused on clearing debris, restoring power, and providing relief to those most affected by the typhoon. As Typhoon Podul makes its way toward mainland China, it is essential that all individuals remain vigilant and heed the advice of local authorities. The typhoon season is ongoing, and residents of Taiwan and other vulnerable areas are urged to stay prepared for future storms. Typhoon Podul has had a significant impact on Taiwan, with powerful winds and heavy rainfall causing widespread damage to both life and property. Authorities acted quickly to implement measures such as evacuating residents from high-risk areas, closing schools and government offices, and advising people to avoid flood-prone zones and areas at risk of landslides. Although Typhoon Podul has now moved off Taiwan and is heading toward mainland China, regions such as Fujian and Guangdong provinces in China must continue to monitor the situation and prepare for the storm's remaining effects, including heavy rains, strong winds, and the potential for flooding. The international community continues to monitor the situation, hoping that ongoing relief efforts will minimize further damage and protect those in the affected areas.